There's some powerful gravitational force at work that causes all the traffic to stop around about Mar-a-Lago. And one senses an optimism, high spirits. Even, I think, those who were on the losing side of the election have a certain relief that there was a clear outcome. In this happy place, where the vibe shift feels very real, it's almost bad taste to think of a very different place. But I want you to do that. I want you to think about Vilnius. I want you to think about a city that was once the Jerusalem of the North, the greatest center of Jewish learning and culture in all of Europe. I would guess there are members of this audience with family roots in Lithuania. Put a hand up if you have a connection to. Okay. So, I went there for the first time just a couple of months ago. It's a pretty town. It's an attractive destination, beautiful Baroque architecture. If you didn't know the history, you wouldn't see the ghosts. Vilnius is a city of ghosts. So many people died. And they died as a result of historical forces none of them could control or anticipate. How could they foresee that the Jerusalem of the North would be for a time a Polish city and then would be taken over by Soviet Lithuania and then would be overrun by the Nazis, who set about, with considerable assistance from local Lithuanian militias, massacring all the Jews of Vilnius and nearly all the Jews of Lithuania. No country in the Holocaust suffered a higher percentage of deaths than in Lithuania. As I walked around those streets, past the vanished synagogues, I remembered why I became a historian. Why, despite the fact that I was raised an atheist and recently became, along with my wife Ayan, a Christian, I have devoted a substantial part of my scholarly career to studying the history of your people. Because the tragedy that befell the Jews is the single most horrific event of history. And what makes it so horrific is that ultimately it was perpetrated by the most advanced of European countries. The country, Germany, that had, in the 1920s, the best universities in the world, the most Nobel Prizes of any country, the most advanced industrial and technological economy in Europe. The reason I became a historian was to try to understand the central problem that the Holocaust exemplifies. That not education, not modernity, not great music, not great literature, not great science. None of these things can inoculate us against evil.